Anyway, welcome into my live. I am Coach NiaRenee. I'm not going to lie to y'all. I love when y'all call me coach. It just makes me feel really good inside hearing y'all call me coach. It just makes me feel all giddy. Like, I don't know how to explain it. But anyway, I'm Coach NiaRenee. I am a certified narcissistic abuse relationship recovery coach. And I am also a concerned independent creator that has been going through the Epstein files, breaking down what I have been finding and talking about the injustices that the survivors have endured. And I think it's important that we continue to stay on the necks of the Department of Justice, as you will hear me refer to them as the DOJ. I am going to talk to you guys today a little bit about what I have found in the Epstein files so far. Some very devastating, heartbreaking things that I have found, that I have read, that I have seen. I have had to take breaks going through the files because they have just been so devastating in nature. The Department of Justice, the DOJ, has released CSAM on their website and they haven't done a single thing about it. I've gone through Reddit threads where I have been able to turn PDF files into MP4 files or MOV files and be able to view those videos. I've posted about some of the videos that I've found. So I just want to talk to you guys today a little bit about the things that I have discovered in the Epstein files. And the first thing I want to say is fuck Donald Trump, fuck ICE. And if you guys are on any of those gravy trains, feel free to exit my live now because that is just not the creator that I am. I do not support either of those things. I don't support this current regime that is in the White House. And I will start off by saying that. What I want to say next is I want justice for the survivors so fucking bad. I want justice for the survivors so bad because they have been failed by the last 5 DOJs, by the last 5 administrations. It's been 30 plus years since the bell has been rung on the Epstein files, starting with Maria Farmer in 1994, I believe. And it is 2026. What are we doing? What are we doing? I'm going to be going live soon with Jess Michaels. We are going to be going live in a couple of weeks after she gets back and gets everything all resolved and calmed down from meeting with Pam Bondi. But I will be going live with her in a couple of weeks to talk about the terrible job that the DOJ has done with the release of the Epstein files and how it has directly put their lives in danger and it is affecting them as the days go on. Also going to be breaking down and talking about the fact that they've only released 50% of the files. They're still breaking the law. It has been 50 plus days since the Transparency Act has been signed and they were required to release the files to the public, and they have not released all of the files to the public. Let's see what James said. After the names were redacted last night, it's time to take away Bannon's and Wexner's passports. Steve Bannon, ew. Les Wexner, ew. Those 2 people absolutely should be investigated and they need to be taken a closer look at. When I tell you guys, let me count. Let me pull up my handy dandy notebook and tell you guys about the names of co-conspirators that I have come up with since I have been going through the files, because they claim that there are no co-conspirators, even though the emails show that there are at least 10 co-conspirators. Let me go through my list. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 2021. I have at least 46 people that at bare minimum, Woody Allen and Soon Yi appear in the files so many times. Woody Allen, the director, and his wife, Sun Yi, appear in the files so very much. How, at the very minimum, are they not investigated? There were couples involved in this. There are women involved in this. There are, oh my goodness, what is her name? Leslie Groff. Bare minimum. Bare minimum. What are we doing? Hold on, let me clean my glasses. Getting a little frustrated by how dirty my glasses are right now. With my lights on, I can just see how dirty my glasses are. I should have done this beforehand. Sorry, you guys. When I tell you guys I cannot see a thing without my glasses on. Oh my goodness. Oh, it just made it worse on this side. But yes, Leslie Groff, at bare minimum, should have been investigated. Ugh, it just made it worse on that side. Oh well. It's okay, Jane. I totally understand. I totally understand. I'm angry too. Um, yeah, I have to fix this. I don't understand what's going on. Like why did one side get all cleaned up all nice and then the other side just not? Um, Let me see if I can get these cleaned up really quickly. What were we talking about? We were talking about, so the DOJ has done a crap job. They've done an absolute terrible job at redacting. Well, actually, correction. The DOJ has done a very good job at redacting the names of co-conspirators, and they've done an absolute shit job of redacting the names of the victims. I've spent a good chunk of my time going through these files. And when I tell you guys, I found a video of an ultrasound with the victim's name clearly written across it. What are we doing, the DOJ? What are we do at this point? At this point, what they're doing is on purpose. My husband is so funny. So apparently I had gotten into some beef with Aaron Parnas. I don't know. I was reading Twilight and I was reading Twilight New Moon, and then I got a message from Aaron Parnas because someone told him that I made a post about him, and he was trying to understand if he had done something wrong. And I was just so confused because I was literally laying in bed reading Twilight New Moon, minding my business, trying to understand how all of a sudden I got into some beef with Aaron Parnas. What is going on? Y'all gotta relax. Y'all gotta understand that not everybody is out to do things to go viral. They're not out to do things to get attention. What I said is I don't have I may not have a million followers, but I tell you what, I have my integrity. Who was that taking shots at? I didn't even know Aaron Parnas had a million followers. That's dope. Good for him. But how do we equate that to Aaron Parnas? I'm just saying that I have my integrity intact. I may not be the biggest page I may not be the biggest page. I may not have the most followers, but I have my integrity because I'm not selling myself out to get those followers. Now, I'm not talking about anybody in particular when I say that. So, like, let's just keep it cute because I don't play these internet games. I don't feed into the drama. This is my livelihood. This is my livelihood. Like, this is, at this point, this is all that I have, is reporting on social media, talking about the hard things, talking about the Epstein files, doing my due diligence, trying to bring, because my voice is being amplified. I'm doing my due diligence, but this is literally my livelihood. I have applied to hundreds of jobs, and I can't get a job to save my life. So this is what I'm supposed to be doing. So to think that I would jeopardize my livelihood to be in some weird internet drama, yeah, we're gonna squash that one immediately. We're gonna squash that immediately. That is getting thrown and tossed out. I do not have a problem with Aaron Parnas. I threaded about that. Aaron commented back, said he was happy to be a part of the same team. We've been messaging on the side. Things are fine. I don't understand where that came from. So everybody can relax a little bit. Let's get back into what we're really here for, right? Like let's get back into what we're really here to do, and that is to help the survivors of Epstein get the justice that they deserve. Yeah, it was just a dumb rumor. Asula, let's see, hold on, let me go back. They're so sick. They have to have people in there that aren't really DOJ, but part of the Epstein co-conspirators. I agree with you, Sula. Sula Hoops, that's what Sula Hoops said. And I hope I'm saying your name right. But I agree because they are working overtime. Like, I think it was just reported by Aaron Parnas that said something along the lines of Les Wexner's name has been being scrubbed overnight in the files, and so they're trying to cover that up. So I truly do believe that there are people that are complicit within the DOJ. Like, this isn't just some coincidence that these things are happening the way that they're happening. Especially when you say you have over 500 lawyers, every single one of those lawyers should be fired. If you have over 500 lawyers looking through the Epstein files, but none of you guys see or pay attention to the fact that survivors' names aren't being redacted, every single one of the attorneys should be fired. You can't say that you're doing your absolute best to protect the survivors, and that's the reason why a lot of the names are redacted, and that's the reason why um there's so many redactions, because they're protecting the Epstein survivors, but then the Epstein survivors' names are just thrown out there. I don't know what they want the public to think of that. Like, these things at this point aren't coincidence. This is no longer incompetence. This is strategic, and this is a power move to try to silence the survivors even more. And it is disgusting, and it's deplorable. Thank you, Nikki. I appreciate that. So, when I go through the files and I see a journal, let me pull it up. And I see a journal from a victim with some of the most devastating, heartbreaking words. I'm going to read some of this journal to you guys. So, trigger warning. So, close your eyes, close your eyes, close your eyes. Don't speak. She doesn't talk. I can't stop shaking, and it's been a week. A decision was made, but I can't tell Jeffrey. These things happen. Why didn't I close my eyes fast enough? The doctor was different again. I think from Israel. He had kind eyes, but didn't speak directly to me. This was different. A shot, and those rod-like things had a hook and so much pain. Ghislaine said to push all the pain away. I don't understand. blood and water all over the bed, and she was right. Like a feeling when your tummy hurts and you have to push. She said to close my eyes and put her hands over my eyes, but I didn't close them because of these tiny cries. I am so lost. I saw between her fingers this tiny head and body in the doctor's hands. It reached its tiny arm up and had a tiny foot. I closed my eyes and no more. Cries. Sorry, I had to go to another page. I don't understand. Just say these things happen, but he doesn't believe that. They yelled and screamed, and he said it will be the same in a couple of months, and she said she was fed up with it all. I don't understand what is going on, and no one will tell me. I can't go to school like this. I can't stop shaking. Why won't anyone make it stop? I know Ghislaine is trying, but nothing changes. Why didn't I close my eyes? That is just 2 pages from the journal of a survivor. And Kash Patel can literally sit there and say, there are no credible witnesses to any crimes. There are no credible witnesses of victims being trafficked to other people. Kash Patel can sit there and say, if anybody else wants to come forward, we're listening. But you have a journal in the files from a victim herself explaining the fact that she had given birth multiple times. And you're not doing a single thing to further look into this. Let me tell you guys something. Let's talk about Katie Johnson for a second. Katie Johnson is in the files. That was the first thing I searched when I looked on the site, was Katie Johnson. That lawsuit from 2016 is in the files with sworn affidavits of 2 credible witnesses, right? We're talking about sworn affidavits. That means that they could be held in contempt under law for lying because they had sworn affidavits saying that they had witnessed the things that Jeffrey E. Epstein and Donald J. Trump did to Katie Johnson. So even without Katie Johnson's testimony, without her lawsuit at all, you have 2 credible witnesses that are willing to go under oath, had gone under oath when signing those documents. And you say that there's no credible evidence. Our DOJ is full of shit. And I want to talk a little bit about Ghislaine Maxwell. Ghislaine Maxwell is one of the most vile, disgusting, disturbing human beings in this whole entire scheme. She had the connections first. And because she couldn't make Jeffrey Epstein happy, she wasn't enough for him. She wanted to do whatever she could to make him happy because she didn't have her daddy anymore. She did whatever Jeffrey Epstein wanted. Her and her dad had a very inappropriate relationship. Very inappropriate relationship. To the point where her father even named a boat after her. And for legal reasons, this is all alleged. Allegedly. 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 But Lady Ghislaine was the name of the boat. Oh, absolutely, Kimmy. Kimmy said there is more evidence than what is required to prove guilt way beyond a reasonable doubt. If you took just the FBI the FBI tips with those that came in, because there's several FBI tips that came in about prominent co-conspirators. We'll just say, for example, Donald Trump, Bill Clinton. Um, you take those, you take the journals, you take the actual sworn affidavits. Those are actual testimonies. That should be enough to prove guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. And enough evidence to pull in to a jury to prove your case to a jury. But that is what the DOJ is afraid of, right? They're afraid of that because then what happens? There's going to be discovery, which means there's going to be more evidence that comes out. And they're afraid of the more information that comes out, the more complicit the world is going to start to see that the DOJ is. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm not trying to feed you guys conspiracies. I'm not trying to feed you guys into I'm not trying to do any of that. I'm simply presenting you the facts that I know by someone who has their bachelor's degree in criminal justice. I studied this for a long time. I just want you guys to be able to see it as clearly because the DOJ is actively trying to cover it up. They're complicit. Now, because we know that Jeffrey Epstein was obsessed with eugenics, obsessed with seeding the human race with his DNA. If you look at Virginia Giuffre's book, Nobody's Girl, she states that Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell wanted her to carry their child just before she left to go to that massage school in Taiwan. Was it Taiwan? I don't know if it was Taiwan. I can't remember at the moment. Um, I feel like it was Taiwan. But anyway, there were other girls, and I want to emphasize this, children. There were other children that were pregnant with Jeffrey Epstein's child. Now, in this journal, it talks about pickling babies, and that made me sick to my stomach. I don't know what happened to these children that were born, but I will tell you that this young girl, this child had multiple girls. And she said that she spoke with someone else who was born to be a human incubator. She said herself that she was born and felt like she was only here to be a human incubator. The things that Jeffrey Epstein did are so disturbing. I don't think we're mad enough. I don't think we're scared enough. I don't think we're pissed off enough. But you see what other nations around the world is doing, right? They're holding investigations. They're holding people accountable. What is the US doing? Hiding, gaslighting us, like Nikki said. Nikki said it all sure makes us feel like we are through all of this. It's insane. Gaslighting and misinformation, us trying to find the truth makes me feel like a conspiracy theorist. It absolutely does. I sometimes feel like I am a part of that. Like, am I? Am I a conspiracy theorist at this point? But no, it's us getting to the truth, and the truth is right in front of our faces, but we're constantly being told by this administration that we shouldn't believe our own eyes. We're constantly told that we shouldn't believe our own eyes. Many of us, there were thousands of us reading these files, bringing the darkness to the light. And the administration is telling us there's nothing in the files. I don't know what you guys are overreacting about. There's nothing in the files. There's nothing. Trump believes that he is exonerated. He believes that he's exonerated because there isn't any direct allegations against him. But if they really were saying that, hi, Kristen, it's NiaRenee, but hi, Kristen, good to see you. Um, if 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 Trump truly was exonerated, his name wouldn't have been brought up in the files at all. Outside of him just being mentioned by, well, Jeffrey Epstein's weird obsession with Donald Trump, but it's because Trump knew all of the bones and the skeletons in Trump's closet. But yes, there are thousands of us that are reviewing the files. We're finding things and seeing things with our own eyes. The DOJ's actively trying to delete things off of the internet. And they're all trying to distract us from the truth. There are serial predators in our government. And if this they're like, let's stop talking about it. We need to stop talking about it. You guys have the Epstein files now. It's over. Nobody directly accused me of doing anything, Katie Johnson. No one directly saw me. There's nothing that proves or shows or saw that he did something wrong, Katie Johnson. I don't care if Katie Johnson dropped the case. Katie Johnson. Katie Johnson should have been enough to end his career before it even got started in 2016. And yet he's been elected president twice now. If any other leader was even mentioned in the files enough to cause a distraction from the American people, let's say Joe Biden, for example. If Joe Biden was the president, released the files, and his name was mentioned in the files 38,000 times, the American people, not the American people, Congress would have been like, this is a distraction from the American people. We're going to ask you to step down. Or, whoa, hold on, would have been impeached. So, what I'm trying to understand is how are we just sitting here allowing the president of the United States to be not only found liable for sexual assault, 34 felonies, still be the president of the United States, though his name is mentioned in the Epstein files 38,000 times. But they want to subpoena Bill Clinton. So Bill Clinton was allegedly on the island 32 times. Okay, great. He should be subpoenaed. You're absolutely right. But if we're also going to subpoena him, then Donald Trump should be subpoenaed, right? He should be getting the same treatment, right? He should be getting the same probe into him. It's like they're not even starting an investigation into him. They're not even starting a probe into him. They're just like, "Oh, okay, it's totally fine. His name is in the files. This is a distraction from the American people. This is taking away from our country." But it's fine. He didn't do anything wrong. Kelsey said, because he obviously the most wholesome man to have ever walked the earth, so no way could he be guilty. Absolutely. Kristen said, every system in place to take him down is literally owned by him. He controls it all. The cavalry is his psychopath. Wow. Psychopaths. That's a hard word to say for me right now. That's a big word for Elmo. I've been saying this for a very long time. If the system that is alive and well right now needs to collapse in order for us to rebuild and start over, then the system needs to collapse. Take them all down. We shouldn't want to have a single predator in our administration. We shouldn't want a single elected official who has power over our government to be a predator. So take them all down. If the system must fall, then the system must fall. I don't see what the problem is with that. If the system has to fall, then it has to fall. So let's dive back into a little bit more of this letter. Or not this letter, but this this journal. So it says, in the hall, Ghislaine said she was beautiful. She was, not is. She was a beautiful girl. I heard her. Where is she? Why did she stop whimpering? She was born. I heard the tiny cries. I can't do this anymore. If that doesn't break your heart, how do you have humility? She's questioning, what happened to my child? I saw them. This journal broke my heart. Oh, I've cried so hard, Nikki. I've cried so hard for these children. My heart is, after seeing the images that I saw, after seeing the CSAM that I saw, I broke down in my husband's arms and just sobbed. Sobbed. I sobbed for like 2 hours straight. It was brutal. And I can't, like, me witnessing this, right? In the ways that they presented it to us. I can't imagine what it was actually like. And to think that people don't look at this journal that this girl wrote and didn't take anything about it seriously. Mind you, they found these in the Epstein files, which means this journal was confiscated by Jeffrey Epstein or someone in Epstein's camp. So this little girl didn't even have her own privacy because they were reading it. If that doesn't make you angry, what is it gonna take? We can't look away. You're right, Kimmy. We can't look away. We have to continue to raise our voices. We have to continue to shout from the rooftops. We have to continue to speak up and bring attention and bring light to the dark places because these children deserve justice. And if you think for 1 second that this sex trafficking ring is done and has been over with since Epstein and Ghislaine were arrested and since Epstein died, you're fully mistaken. You're fully mistaken. There are children being sex trafficked right now, still through this ring. Nikki said that's the thing that's protecting these predators. People can't wrap their heads around it. People need to learn empathy and soul searching. This is exactly why I did look, so I know. Yeah, empathy is the biggest thing that I talk about. I call myself the empathy powerhouse for a reason. I have so much empathy. I have so much empathy that I'm dedicating my life's work right now to amplifying the voices of these survivors. I'm re-triggering my own childhood trauma. I have nightmares again from the things that I endured because I'm opening up old wounds because I think it's important to be discussed and talked about and spotlit. The spotlight deserves to be on the survivors and these files need to be dissected and there needs to be a light brought in the dark because it's still happening. Did you guys know that the number one largest sex trafficking night in the world is Super Bowl? Did you guys know that? So we just had the largest event on the night where the most sex trafficking happens. Oh, absolutely taking break. Today's one of the days that I'm taking a break. I'm letting the news cycle do what it does today, and I decided to go live for a little bit. I'm gonna hop off here soon. But, I decided to go live for a little bit just because I wanted to speak about, some of the things that I have found, and I just released a new article last night if you guys have not read it. I released a new article yesterday, and it's talking and breaking down this journal and kind of putting it in the light of what I've been through in my own childhood and the things that I endured feeling like I was a sex slave in my own home. And so, um, this was a hard one. I mean, this journal is devastating. It's something that should be on the front page of every newspaper. It should be on the front page of every outlet, but it's not. And it's truly heartbreaking. The things that these poor children had to go through in order to I I don't even know. I don't even know. I wish I had more to say because it's just it's a lot. It's a lot. Isn't that what sparks the rich getting richer while working for the wealthy? Oh, have fun in therapy. Well, not have fun in therapy. EMDR is really hard work, so I'm super proud of you, Nikki. Thank you for your support. I appreciate it. Kimmy, I agree. This regime is truly evil. It is doing nothing but showing just how evil people truly can be, and it's rooted in so much bigotry and so much hatred. Like, I just wish like, it just feels like I'm reliving my childhood all over again, and I know many of us feel that way. It feels like we're reliving our childhoods all over again, and it's something that we are having a hard time processing because we're being gaslit so much. Yes, Nimbus, I agree. Nimbus said, she says in the journal, "You can't help if you don't know. So thanks for everyone who's letting us know and understand because the next step will be helping." Absolutely. I think the louder we are and the more that we continue to raise our voices and the more we continue to read the tough things and to search out the hard topics and to um bring a voice to the voiceless is so important. We have to keep doing the hard work though. We have to take breaks when we need it. We have to like I'm doing today, I'm taking a break today. My mind is just so right now because of all of this information that I'm taking in. Um But yeah, I think the work that we're doing is really important. So, as I bring this to an end, I ask you guys all that I can ask of you guys, those that continue to ask how you can support me through this is maybe consider buying me a coffee. I'll put that link back in the chat. Consider buying me a coffee, subscribe to my Substack. It's free to subscribe to my Substack, but if you choose to be a paid subscriber, thank you so much. That helps me to be able to continue to do what I love every single day. Thank you guys for supporting me in my lives. Thanks for supporting me on Threads. I know that I'm a little unhinged and just blurt out the thoughts that first come to my mind, but I appreciate you guys' support so much. So, I do have a Venmo. My Venmo is HTLABW. I put that in the chat. Um, I do have a Venmo for you guys. Um But yeah, no, thank you guys so much for your support. This is the most I've had people in a live, so I really appreciate you guys being here listening to me ramble. I just wanted to give you guys a quick update about what I found in the files in this journal. It's just something that really struck me and it's just been very, very difficult. Um, it was hard for me to be able to put into words. So if you guys haven't had a chance to, please go check out my most recent post. Um, I just put it in the chat for you. Joan, I just put it in the chat. It's right below you. Um, but I thank you guys so much for just supporting me. You guys have no idea how much this means for me. Like I said, I have been trying to find a job. I have been trying to get stable income for about 9 months now, and I just keep getting denied and denied and denied. And so I'm just continuing to push my work out there and continuing to um push my work out there and continue to put my creativity and my art out there and my heart out there and pushing for the survivors and I appreciate you guys' support so much through all of this. It just means the absolute world to me. So drink some water, get some rest, and don't let nobody's dusty ass child treat you any kind of way. I am not getting offers. I don't know what's going on. I'm kind of taking that as a sign that this is something that I'm supposed to be invested in more and doing more of. And so I'm just going to continue to pour my heart out that way and see where life takes me on that journey. So you guys' support means the absolute world to me. It is life changing. So I just ask that you continue to support me and continue to share my work with others. And that's all that I can ask from you guys. So I thank you so much. And yes, I will definitely keep doing more lives. I plan on trying to start going live at least once or twice a week. So you guys, I'm going to try and nail down a good date and time so you guys can always look for me to be on live as well. So yeah, no, I appreciate you guys' support so much. I'm gonna hop off and go make me some lunch and take me a nap a little bit, but I appreciate you guys. So drink some water, get some rest. Don't let nobody's dusty ass child treat you any kind of way. I love you bad at hearts. I will see you guys on the next one.